Today's Tuesday, the 25th of August. I'm kind of fired up today, and I'm kind of upset because I was talking yesterday about being unemployed. I was talking about how the president, I don't think, is doing his job, and I was thinking, well, these people probably think some of these people probably just think I don't, know very much or whatever. I speak my mind too much, but I do speak my mind, and I wish a lot more people spoke their mind, because that's what we need. It's like yesterday I was speaking about how we have foreign nationals working here, and I got to thinking about that too, and I was thinking, we really ought to, and I ought to boycott Walmart, especially because, I've been to the employment office before, and I've seen jobs that were on hold, and I said, what are these jobs on hold for? And they said, well, they're for foreigners. And I said, well, with the unemployment the way it is, you got all these jobs on hold for foreigners? And I said, yes. And now, I don't know if Walmart does it. They probably don't need to, but they might anyway, because they might get some kind of an exemption or something for hiring foreigners. I know as a CNA, almost everybody was a foreigner. They were like from Hades, and I have to think they got some kind of exemption for hiring them, because this is the way they treated them and everything. I don't mind, so much. I wouldn't mind so much about that, but see, the problem is that there is really high unemployment, and the fact is that they can kind of lord that over and say, well, look, we got you all the way from, look where you were before, now you need to work overtime, now you need to work for less money, and not complain, now you got to work with less supplies, now you got to, bend over backwards if we ask you to, and in other words, it's not really like you're talking about, free market. Well, this flooded labor market, because they're getting all these foreign people up here, and they got leverage over them. They might just hire them for that particular reason, that they could they have a feeling that they're not going to leave, because they don't want to go back to the really bad wages they were making before. And that's what I have against free trade, the way it's set up, is because we're competing against people who make $1 an hour, and of course, that's not really free, because that's unfair labor for them. They shouldn't be working for $1 an hour. People talk about how we're so lucky. Yeah, well, we are, but we aren't either, because who's to say? Maybe we should all be making $14 an hour, and maybe some of these executives should be making $50 an hour instead of $500 an hour. They're really not. A lot of the time, they talk about, oh, well, it's a we organization. Well, why don't we get more along the same workload? And that's right. You don't have to carry such a burden. You got such a burden that you need to make $1 million. Well, why don't we take some of that burden off of you, and some of that money off of you, and make sure that the right cars are built at the right time, and they don't cost $40,000. We could already have cars powered by maybe even radio frequencies. Who knows? There's so many things out there now. You got, solar things can charge battery, radio frequency. Matter of fact, they should use with solar. They probably should use radio frequencies with solar, to charge. Like you could even maybe charge a battery through an antenna to radio frequencies. Anyway, and I know that might sound ridiculous, but you can look that up online too. There's ways to make electricity right out of thin air, even. And you can do it yourself. You can actually look it up. You can see how to make energy out of thin air. It's right on. Just Google radio wave energy, or type in something like that. Type in. Anyway, I digress, as Alex Jones would say. But I was thinking about that this morning when I got up. I was thinking about what I had said and how that, I'm unemployed. Here I'm talking about the president being a punk and I'm unemployed, and it really sounds really stupid, I know, but like how am I talking about him? But what I was talking about the president was, all right, he's got a job, but he's not doing his job. I mean, to me, his job, like with these people in the stock market, they were the same ones that raised the price of oil, and the price of oil always precedes the inflation of everything else. It always does. I mean, never fails. The price of food has to go up because all your food comes from energy. And so Obama's giving the same people that got us into the mess even more money to get us into a bigger mess. And it just gets really, really sickening, to see. And as far as working for some of these people, I'm really glad I'm not working for some place like Walmart where they got all these bilinguals and I'm supposed to smile all day long, and I ask them for help and they go, huh? What? Who? Where? Help? What? And then at the same time the management saying, oh, well, you need help, you got to have help for this. You go to get help and they go, huh? What? Huh? Me speaking? Oh, what do you say? Yeah. And right where I live in Fort Myers, we have a Mexican Chamber of Commerce here, and that pisses me off to no end. I mean, they got La Raza, which is this racist. I mean, that says race. La Raza, race. That's racist. That's really racist. When you or Latino this, Latino that. We don't go around saying Anglo this, Anglo that, or Anglo Chamber of Commerce. If we had an Anglo Chamber of Commerce, we wouldn't have anybody from any country, that wasn't Anglo. So we'd go down to the employment office, we wouldn't see one Latino down there because it would be an Anglo employment office. If that's the way they want to be, about segregation, they're the ones that are segregating themselves, and so that pisses me off. And as far as like working for Walmart, I'm glad I'm not working for Walmart. Some jobs, and that's what I say. If you don't want to do your job, you shouldn't do it. And I'm glad I'm not doing it. And if Obama doesn't want to be if he wants to be president of Goldman Sachs, power to him. Go work for Goldman Sachs. Get the fuck out of being the president of the United States because you're not worth it. And maybe that's what you want to do in 4 years. But you're a traitor while you're waiting for your 4 years to be up. You're just a fascist traitor in the meantime. Thank you very much.